Triple OTP Authentication. Abstract. In this work we propose to design and implement a secure one-time password, OTP, system to provide a better method of enforcing a stricter set of policies, that bypass natural human habits of choosing passwords that do not abide by the policies of an organization, leaving systems vulnerable to security threats. Analysis of the OTP system is done to ensure it is not vulnerable to different kinds of security threats and other risks. Keywords: one-time password, OTP, temporary one-time password, TOTP, security policy, authentication system. Introduction. To give security to the user, existing frameworks utilize different degree of safety systems. Even though intense encryption guidelines are given against network attacks, it is inclined to be broken. Intruders are sufficiently keen to recover the passwords of the users through online exchange. 3. According to the World Payments Report, in current innovation individuals like to utilize cashless payments as opposed to the checks or money installments. As we all realize that these sorts of e-exchanges give immense number of advantages to the users, for instance, by making the exchanges simpler, quicker, and moment installments. By and large, according to the study, an Indian uses UPI once in 7 days for installment. This online exchange may be through credit/debit cards, e-wallets, UPIs, food cards, travel cards, and some approved e-installment frameworks. Numerous security execution techniques like equipment-level security, antivirus, hostile-to-malware and anti-spyware programs, strong passwords, single time-bound OTP framework, virtual private networks, secure site utilizes SSL certificate are utilized in practice. In any case, disregarding this load of safety components, intruders go for brute force endeavors to decode the PIN, numbers and passwords and so forth. In this way, single-level encryption standard isn't adequate to give undeniable level security to online exchange framework, for at present we need to have a staggered authentication mechanism wherein, regardless of whether anybody encryption standard is broken, the online exchange mentioned by the user will be finished with the other person who has the rights to the OTP. 6. The proposed system believes in decentralizing the authentication by sending OTP not only to the user but also to the nominee mentioned by the user and the user's Aadhaar card linked email ID. Verification of all the three will lead to activation of the service required by the user. 10. Figure 1. Advantages of OTP. H. Gupta, S. Mondal, B. Giri, R. Majumdar, N. S. Ghosh and V. P. Mishra, An Authentication Model for Secure Electronic Transaction, 2019 International Conference on Computational Intelligence and Knowledge Economy, IJERT, 2019, pages 283-286, doi, 10.1109/IJERT47802.2019.9004333411. 2. Ramlam Statement. Current password policies today recommend requirements. In order to create a supposedly secure password: length, case sensitivity, inclusion of numerical characters, inclusion of special characters, no words of significance, cannot be found in a dictionary, do no relate to habits of the individual, meaningful combinations, license plate, telephone numbers, etc. Abbreviations. Duration, e.g. 60-90-180 days before expiration. Some of these standards are enforced through the training of good password habits. A few include: no account sharing, Computer Crimes Act. Do not use the same password for multiple accounts. Do not write down a password. Regardless of the above-mentioned points, individuals making passwords will in general utilize genuine words in language, as well as words that mean something to them. Despite the fact that these norms are set up, a little cryptanalysis based on the propensities for the individual has demonstrated to be powerful. 5.9 Further, no secret key is protected from a brute power attack. This is reliant upon the resources available for computing. 3. Proposed solution. The present user authentication is entirely based on the credential of the specific user. In order to make sure the identity of the user accessing highly critical services is authorized, the system proposed not only takes the OTP from 3 different sources. The proposed system takes the OTP from the email ID which is presently being used, i.e., the email ID registered with the organization. OTP is received when the nominee details of the account are entered correctly. Email ID and the OTP which is sent to the registered email ID on the Aadhaar card/PAN card. Also, as an added security measure, after every mail ID entered, a secret key is asked. If the above-mentioned email IDs don't match, the details of the email which is now being used by the user can be sent to OSINT tools for further investigation and forwarded to the concerned authority. This idea is heavily inspired by multi-layer security and dual authentication system proposed in one. The proposed system is a solution to TOTP which is providing time constraints, and also the issue of disclosed data leakage from QR codes is overcome. The proposed system also enforces the user to make sure his data is regularly updated with the Indian government, providing centralization. A secret key generation. Following are the settings which have to be taken into consideration in order to receive the OTP mail. 1. The user has to access his Google account. 2. Select security. 3. Under signing into Google, select app passwords. You may need to sign in. If you don't have this option, it might be because 1. Two-step verification is not set up for your account. 2. Two-step verification is only set up for security keys. 3. Your account is through work, school, or other organization. 4. You turned on advanced protection. 4. At the bottom, choose select app and choose the app you using, select device and choose the device you're using, generate. 5. Follow the instructions to enter the app password. The app password is the 16-character code in the yellow bar on your device. 6. Tap done. Most of the time, user only have to enter an app password once per app or device. 4. Experimental results. The following experiment was conducted on AI7 7th generation machine with idle Python 3.9 64-bit version installed. The hardware requirement does have any compulsion with respect to the processor or RAM of the system too. In Fig 3, the main purpose is to identify the association of the user with a certain organization / if not personal email can also be used. The generation of the secret key, Fig 4, is dependent on the domains to which the account is associated. In our case it is Gmail. The purpose of the dialog box, Fig 8, is to ask the user whether the Aadhaar email address is same as that of the email which is associated. Fig 9 is signifying a situation where the email associated with the organization is same as that with the email associated with the Aadhaar card. The following QR code is generated only when the email and the secret key of the nominee entered are correct. The following dialog box will appear when the third OTP is entered and verified. From the following results, the proposed system. The current implementation clearly provides an alternative to multiple-factor authentication. The concept of multi-factor authentication is replaced by multi-source authentication. The recognition to the nominee of the account is achieved. The OTP algorithm predictability can't be possible since all the OTP are not present on the same page. No issue of backups. No QR codes required. Encryption of scanned data is also overcome. Even in cases where the system is corrupted, mobile/computers, login through other device and email is possible. The present authentication system doesn't restrict itself to one single system. Conclusion. As in the realm of digitization, a plethora attacks over e-exchanges has been a biggest danger for online business. Even banking security frameworks can be influenced through different noxious attacks by the intruders. Albeit tremendous security calculations through different measures and means has been consolidated, yet more confirmed administrations required for exchanges on web. One such staggered security system has been forced on this paper and gives over 10% execution after some time and security contrasted with existing calculations. Triple OTP Conspire is additionally one of the recognized high security throughout one-time OTP framework. In future, more dependable visual cryptographic and tedious steganographic techniques can be utilized in e-exchanges.